Hello and Grüß Gott. Today we're going to change the clutch fluid on my 2011 Suzuki GSX1250FA. And this has a hydraulic clutch. So here's some of the items I'm going to use. I'm going to use some good old German Pentosen Super .4 brake fluid. This is the best you can buy because it's made in Germany. And I'm going to have some gloves here, screwdriver to take the cover off on the clutch reservoir. And you're going to need some of these flare nut wrenches. This is what you should really use when you're working on that type of fitting. And I'm also going to have some 6-point sockets here, some Allen wrenches without the ball end. If you use the ball end, you may damage the screws because they're kind of set on here tight. And some 3-bond and a hand torque wrench. And according to what I read on the internet, it should be 5.4 Newton meters to torque it down. I ordered the manual for this, but it's not here yet. So I'm going to actually untorque it using the torque wrench at low settings and see how much torque force it takes to take it loose so I can get an idea if 5.4 sounds right. You'll probably need some pliers to get the Allen wrenches, to take the Allen screws loose. Some different things to put on here to protect the paint, because if you drip brake fluid on it, it definitely eats it up. So you want to use DOT type 4 brake fluid, not 3 and not 5, only 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep this up, and we're going to remove this cover over here. And this cover has 3 screws in it. We'll take it off, set it aside, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, I have the top of the reservoir off. You can actually loosen the 2 screws here and turn this more upright if you're concerned about it, but the level is below the top of the lips, so I'm not really concerned about that. Down here, I've got the wrench on, and it's actually not metric. I'm using a 5/16 wrench. Have the hose going down to the reservoir where I'm going to dump the waste liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this as I pull on the clutch lever and dump some fluid and close this back up and then release the lever so I don't suck any air back up into it. So it's sort of like bleeding brakes on a car, similar type thing. So again, I'm going to pull the lever as I open this up, and then while the lever is still pulled back, I'll close this, let the lever back out gently, and that should keep the fluid flushing out. And I'll flush it out real well. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think there might be some air in this one. Plus it's 2 years old. Even though I've only had the bike for a few months, the fluid's 2 years old. It's hygroscopic and absorbs the moisture. So let's give it a whirl. So I'm pulling on the lever now, closing that. I'll let the lever go back. So I'm going to do this over and over until I've pumped all the fluid down to near the bottom of the reservoir, but you don't want to pump it out. You don't want to empty it because you'll put air in the line if you do that. All right, so I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, at this point, this is just barely snug. I put a little bit of 3-bond on here because according to everything I read on the internet, Suzuki originally put a little bit of bond of some type on this before they torque it down, and that's to help keep it from leaking. When I took it loose, it only had a torque of about 2.5 to 3 Newton meters. So I currently have this set for 3 Newton meters, and I'm going to snug it up to 3. So there we go, 3. And I'm going to put the little rubber piece back on. I cleaned all this up really well. And then what I'll do to make sure all the brake fluid, if there's any that's spilled, is off, is I'll take this and rinse this off with a hose and then dry it real well. And then I'll check to make sure it's not leaking. And I'll keep you posted and let you know when I get the manual what the exact real torque setting is supposed to be for this. And we'll go from there. Also, I'm going to use a little bit of 3-bond on each one of these bolts to hold the cover on. So I'll do that, and that's really, I think, going to be all there is to it. I do have to put the reservoir cover back on and snug it down. And so again, I'll just report out, let you know how it worked out. Thanks for watching.